the hardest working man in the NBA. He's got to be, because he's covering the L.A. Lakers for the L.A. Times. Brad Turner, what's up, man?
BT.
Hey, man, look, I'm just trying to get on you guys' radio show, that's all.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, right.
That's
we
all
glad
I'm
you could
trying to
come
do,
up for
man.
air. We glad you could come up for air because I know they keeping you busy, man. Let's start here, Brad. Why is Frank Vogel the head coach of the L.A. Lakers?
Because the Lakers said so.
You're right. That's about it.
That's
That's
my best answer for you because
Right.
they said so.
But Brad, here's my thing.
I hear you.
Is it that they couldn't make a decision? You know, this co-head coaches and bringing Jason Kidd, who they also interviewed, it just seems like this is the mess the Lakers are in. Even they couldn't decide on a guy. What is the I know it's not officially a co-coach thing, but this smells like it could be a disaster.
You know, Rob, I agree with you. I don't know how they came to this conclusion. You hire a head coach in Frank Vogel, and then you basically tell him, we want you to put Jason Kidd on your staff. And then Frank Vogel says, okay, fine. Is that because he just wants a job? Does he know Jason Kidd? Have they worked together? These are things that I'm still trying to mull over. Why it was done that way, why they were so insistent upon picking any coach that came there, picking their staff. And if Frank Vogel decided, yes, I'll take Jason Kidd on my staff, then I hope it works out for them. But you just have to wonder, how can two guys that don't know each other, have never worked together, make this work?
I'm with you.
Brad, who has the final say? I mean, beyond Jeannie Buss, in basketball decisions, is it Rob Pelinka or is it Kurt Rambis?
Or Linda Rambis.
Or the
Ooh, you know what I'm starting to think? Without having been inside the room, that it's all of them. It's Kurt, it's Linda, it's Rob, it's Jeannie, and maybe it's even Joey and Jesse Buss. They've had some input. And so when you have all these different voices, how do you come to a conclusion on what's best for the team, best for the organization, what's best for the players? I don't know if they got the best guy that was available, but having talked to guys like Shaq and Robert Horry and Rick Fox, Mon Harper, they all agree that at least give Frank Vogel a chance to do this, to do the job. He might turn into a really, really good coach. As Robert Horry told me yesterday, Phil Jackson is not walking through that door. Pat Riley is not walking through that door. Rob Parker is not walking through that door.
Thank God.
Unless there was free food there.
Well, you do that anyway when you come to the game. So all these decisions have to be made by people based on what I understand have a difficult time making a decision. So if you do, you get together. You put all the heads together. Someone had to say yes. And the last someone, I'm guessing, had to be Jeannie. No matter what Rob Pelinka said, no matter what Kurt Rambis said, no matter what Linda Rambis said, Jeannie had to say, okay, he's our guy.
Now, Brad, I want to go to your point about what Shaq and the other players said about buying in, giving Vogel a chance. I was talking to some people close to LeBron yesterday. I'm told that LeBron is going to get, he's going to buy in. Like, he has respect for Vogel for those, Indiana teams that gave his Miami Heat some trouble in the Eastern Conference Finals 3 straight years. And that he's going to give Vogel a chance, which I think if LeBron truly buys in, and this goes for not just the coach, but the roster, whatever the heck the roster ends up looking like, then I think the Lakers actually could be a good team next year.
Well, good. They were a good team this year once upon a time until everyone got hurt.
Right.
And of course, they became a bad team. I'll say this about LeBron James. I heard your stories about him being passive-aggressive, and once he became a Laker, I saw the LeBron James that can be passive-aggressive. I think LeBron James, based on what I've been told by guys who have coached him, you have to coach him and you have to manage him. So the key is, can Frank Vogel also manage the guy? Can he also manage all of the young players, Lonzo Ball, Ingram, Kuzma? Can he get them to buy into his system? His Vogel's strength is being really good and solid on defense. Who's going to be that coach that takes the team and gets them into a good offensive set that LeBron James is going to say, that's a good call, coach? Or will he kind of question that call? Or will he just run what he wants to run, which he has done at times over his career, to a high degree of success?
Brad, I do have a question. In there, I know they have their coach now, but in the coaching search, when you were snooping around for names and different people, did you ever ask about Mark Jackson and if they had any interest in him, or have you just heard that he's been blackballed from the league? Because I don't see his name mentioned for jobs, let alone interviews.
Well, early on, Mark Jackson's name kept piping up in the circle, and all I heard from the Lakers was that he was not on their list of candidates. But I had also heard neither was Jason Kidd. And somehow Jason Kidd, through his agent, I'm guessing his agent just watched through Linda Ramos, who they have a good relationship together, was able to get his guy there for an interview. And once Jason got there, he'd wooed Kurt Ramos and Rob Pelinka, so he was able to keep his name out there. What Jason Kidd did do was, in many ways, he pitched for the job. He went on those shows and he talked about what it would be like to coach LeBron James, to coach the Lakers. But I'm not trying to get Luke Walton's job. So that stays in your conscience.
Right.
Mark Jackson really didn't do that on those broadcasts.
Brad, what input is Kobe having? We know Rob Pelinka, I think, was a big, Kobe hire, if you will. What input is he having now?
I'm going to say absolutely nothing unless Rob comes to him and says, what do you think about this? And he gives him an analysis of all the coaching candidates. But as far as calling a coach or calling Jeannie and Linda and Kurt, he wasn't doing that. Look, Kobe's running a multi-million-dollar business. He has a lot going on. The Lakers are his favorite team, obviously. He loves the Lakers, but he's trying to make money, man. Like Rob does, making that money.
Hey, I'm trying. It's the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. Our guest, Brad Turner, of course, he covers the Lakers for the Los Angeles Times. As far as the free agent market goes, and obviously we got time here, just what's your gut? Do you really believe the Lakers have a shot at getting one of the top 4 free agents who are going to be available, or are they just strictly because I guess I read a story today where they're focusing on Anthony Davis more than anything. Is that what you're hearing as well?
Well, I don't know if they're focusing on him because they have to do that via trade.
Right.
And if they do it via trade, they still would have some salary cap space, not the max like they have right now, which is, I think, $35 million. The idea is if the Lakers can get a sit-down with someone, then yes, they have a shot. I don't know who that's going to be. Once upon a time when Magic still worked there, I was pretty sure they would get a sit-down with Kyrie. They had a chance at perhaps talking to Kawhi Leonard. Now, I just don't know. I mean, I just don't see someone like Klay Thompson leaving Golden State. We all keep hearing the same thing. Kevin Durant is going to New York if he doesn't stay at Golden State.
Right.
Jimmy Butler's name, for some reason, hasn't come up anywhere. So maybe he pops up with the Lakers. I mean, I think they have it. Look, do they have a chance at somebody? Yes, they do, until someone tells them no.
Do you have any idea what their feelings are on Kemba Walker?
I do know that some of the coaching candidates will hire Kemba Walker. Now, whether or not Frank Vogel feels that way, I'm not sure. I don't know what his intentions are, but they have to think about that. But again, will Michael Jordan let Kemba Walker leave? If he does, where are they? I mean, they were in the lottery this year, but if he leaves that team, then what do they have down there?
Right. All right. Well, it's the great Brad Turner giving us everything you need to know about the Lakers. Yo, we always appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Brad.
Hey, Chris, I appreciate you. You too, Rob.
Oh, man. I've known you for 40 years.
I know, man. You guys are my dudes, man.
I think Brad's even older than Rob.
What?
I think Brad.
I look better.
That's true. You definitely look better.
That's everybody.
That ain't saying.
No, I don't.
You know it.
All right, Brad. Thanks, man.
You don't have to wear makeup on TV like me. All right.
All right. I'm cautiously optimistic. You hear that, Rob Parker?
Yes.
About Frank Vogel. I actually think this could work out for the Lakers. And I'm not saying I'm all enamored with Frank Vogel. When I first heard that he was the coach of the Lakers, I was stunned like everybody else. Of the 4 guys that were supposedly remaining on the list, Lionel Hollins, Mike Woodson, Jason Kidd, and Frank Vogel, Vogel would have been my 4th choice. He would have been the 4th guy I would have thought was going to get that head coaching job. I also thought it would have made more sense to have Jason Kidd as the head coach and Frank Vogel as an assistant. Because we heard George Karl say it on our show, an hour or 2 ago.
Yep.
That you can't have the players looking past the head coach. And that is very possible with Jason Kidd. I mean, Jason Kidd, whether you think he's a great coach or not, every player on that team knows he was a great player.
It's a Hall of Famer.
Right. LeBron has great respect for Jason Kidd.
I think you put Frank Vogel in a bad spot. I do.
It's a tough situation. Look, however, and here's why I think, like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic. It really, Brad Turner just told us, Shaq, Robert Horry, Ron Harper, they all said the same thing. LeBron and the players have to give Vogel a chance. If LeBron buys into Vogel, then I think they'll have everybody else is going to buy it. It's just like Tim Duncan bought into Greg Popovich, and that allowed Popovich to yell at everybody and do what he needed to do. Now, some of it's on Frank Vogel. He has got to show LeBron, because that's the challenge you have with a high IQ player like LeBron. He knows a lot. So if he sees that you don't really know what you're talking about, then that's going to lessen your stature in his eyes. So if Frank Vogel can come in there with a solid system, a solid game plan, he's prepared, they know what they're doing defensively, they're on board. Offensively, everybody knows where they need to be. They're in the right places. He holds guys accountable. Then I think this could work out, because I've been told that LeBron is going to give Vogel like a chance. Like, LeBron has really good respect for Vogel, because when LeBron was in Miami, they faced those Indiana teams that were well coached and played the Heat tough in 3 straight playoff series. Now, the Heat always won. They had way more talent, but the Indiana Pacers took them to 6 games twice and to 7 games once. So he has a chance. He has LeBron's respect from the get-go. Let's see if he can keep it. If he can keep it, look, I think the Lakers, and you're going to probably yell and scream and all this stuff, but I'll say it again, Rob. The Portland Trail Blazers, with all due respect, are in the Western Conference Finals. You cannot tell me a Los Angeles Lakers team with a healthy LeBron James and whatever the supporting cast is. I mean, if it's last year's supporting cast that has some talent, you can't tell me they can't be in the mix with Portland and Denver.
It's not about being in the mix. This is where you make your mistake.
No, they're not a championship team yet.
LeBron came here to win a championship.
Well,
no,
he did, but they need to get a big-time free agent to win a championship.
I think you're more optimistic than I am. That's all. And I think the Vogel situation, no matter whether LeBron is going to give him a look and give him a fair shot, I think will wind up being a disaster, because you've hired 2 head coaches, one who played in the league and has that kind of respect as a Hall of Famer. And I'm telling you, the most of the players are going to gravitate towards him. Right. Jason Kidd. I think this will be a disaster, and I'm not as convinced as you that even LeBron's support is going to help it. And you just heard George Karl, who's been around this league for a long time, and I just think that you don't pick 2 guys. Well, you know what they say when you have 2 girlfriends? That neither one are any good. That's why you have 2. That they're not good enough.
Right. When you got more than one quarterback, you don't have one.
That means you don't have one.
Any.
Yep.
Right,
I agree with that. And that's why I think it's a mistake. And if you want Vogel, fine, but you didn't need to hire Jason Kidd. And if you wanted Jason Kidd, no Vogel. I don't get it. That's not how.
Or like I said, that could have worked, had a better chance of working, just because Vogel wouldn't have had the respect. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have been a threat respect-wise to Jay Kidd.
No,
And
you're
so
right. Probably
you
that
make
way.
a good point.
That's all I'm
though.
saying.
No, there's a challenge there. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.